So, I bet you're wondering why I'm like this. I decided that I wanted to make myself a pair of jersey knit stockings. And I had a bunch of brown jersey fabric left over from my mom's Mori dress, and I had some recycled plastic film that had been part of a packaging. And I decided that I was going to make a cast of my leg and use that as a base to make a stocking pattern. This is very similar to the way that cosplayers make boot covers, and the only real research that I did for this was watching Gilbert Dolthalian's Trunk Hose saga and bastardizing it horribly.
Yes. Yes.
What you see me doing here is cutting free all of the curves. Like at the very edge of my toes, I know that that's going to be a seam, so I'm just cutting a straight line there. And I had to cut a little dart where my toes curve in along the side of my foot so that my foot would fit comfortably there. Next, I lined two pieces of fabric right sides together and smoothed out my jersey. Jersey can be challenging to smooth out just because it is stretchy and springy, and when you move it, it like bounces and makes new wrinkles, but it was fine. You see me here placing my cast of my leg directly on my fabric and cutting around it, eyeballing, if you will. This isn't what I would recommend doing. I would recommend transferring your pattern onto paper, truing up all of your edges first, but I was in a little bit of a hurry and I really wanted to make some socks. Also, the puppies there are Harley, the black one, Nalu, the white and spotted black one. They're both my sister-in-law's doggies, and my dog, Kenya, is kind of bebopping around in the background as well. When I cut my heel to make room, I cut it into two pieces and then I connected them in the center there. This would allow for stretch and make my life a little bit easier. I would have to sew up those side darts before attaching my heel to the rest of the sock. Next, I took each of my stockings and I folded them in half so that my seam lines were together. This took a little bit of finagling, but here's about how it turned out. These wrinkles are because I didn't true up my lines, and whenever I make my paper pattern, I should be able to fix the problem. I then took this over to my sister-in-law's machine and I sewed together the bottom of my foot and the back of my calf, making sure to leave my big heel hole for the heel to be inserted into. Remember that ever important toe dart? I'm going to sew that up now. This beautiful 100-ish year old Kenmore that has been in my sister-in-law's family for about 2 generations, I think 3, was a dream to sew on. After sewing the dart, I went ahead and closed my bottom of my toe, making sure to backstitch, of course. Now all that was left was to insert my little heel. I accidentally did this backwards. You should do it with your heel turned inside out so that the right sides of your heel and your sock are together, but I was going really fast and I made a mistake. I made sure to pin my corners to my seams, so the seams of the heel get pinned into those little corners of the darts of the sock, and then the midsection of the heel gets pinned into the seam. When sewing this together, be sure to go slow and rub any wrinkles out before stitching over them so that they don't remain. Stretchy fabrics are kind of easy to work with, but also kind of hard to work with. It's just a very different thing. Once your heel is sewn together, it should look something like this. This is the sock that I sewed together correctly, so the seams are facing out, and on the right side there are no seams. And here is a beautiful montage of me in the socks, living my best life. I don't think that anyone is going to notice the inside-out heel because when I wear them with shoes, you don't even really see the heels, so it all worked out for the best.
Hi, I'm in another house now. I just wanted to end off the video by thanking everyone for watching my videos to the end. It really, really means a lot to me that you guys care about what I have to say and what I make, and it also... I have a big enough following now that I can like see my analytics and my data, and I can see that you guys, watch and comment and subscribe and engage, and it really just makes me very happy. Like, I have data to back up the fact that people are getting value from my video, and everything about that makes my little nerd heart go pitter-patter. So thank you. Y'all are great. As you already do, if you liked the video, be sure to give it a like so more awesome people like you can see it. You are officially welcome to subscribe to my channel. If you want to see more chaotically positive sewing content, alternative fashion patterns, and off-the-walls commentary, ranging from Winx Club to picking apart Pocahontas from a historical perspective, go ahead and subscribe. That's what I do here. Is that a niche? I don't think that's a niche, but that's fine. If you want to support the channel as well as my alternative fashion patterns, then you can buy me a Ko-fi. I have a goal to raise $400 to cover all of my costs and expenses for this channel. So basically, once I raise $400, I will have broken even on the expenses of this channel, and then I will release a free sewing pattern. Possibly 2 free sewing patterns, for all being honest here. I was gonna do a giveaway, but this feels more practical, because then like everyone gets the thing instead of just one person getting the thing. So if you have the means to and you would like to, my Ko-fi is down there, but please feel no pressure because it means the world to me just that you watched to this point. You guys are awesome. I already said that. Anyways, also Cozy is coming up. If you like my channel, you probably like all the other costumers. We have come together to make a giant sewing convention just for all of you guys. It's obviously costume focused. There's gonna be a lot of really awesome panels. My friend Mariska is doing one on what LARPers and SCA costumers can learn from each other. There's gonna be a great one on mental health. There's gonna be some really fun ones on like the politics of sewing. It's gonna be awesome. So I will have the link for Cozy information in the description box as well, so you can check that out. Anyways, that's all I've got, and thanks for hanging around, guys.